Hello everyone, this is Crota coming at you, giving you game number 1 in a series between Happy and Check here on Nomad Isle. I am casting this in a little bit of a higher resolution, trying to get it into 1080p because I know some of the viewers are out there are asking for 1080p. Because of that, you do have the black bars on the edges if you guys are trying to watch this in full screen, but hopefully there's a little bit more clarity and everything upscales just a bit better for you guys. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look. If you guys hear Skype noises in the background, it is because I am trying to get in contact back to WarCraft and trying to get involved a little bit more in the WarCraft 3 casting scene as well. I know I can't cast a lot of live things, but I can in fact cast a good amount of replays, which I have been diligently doing for about 6 years now. So hopefully they will reach back, or they will contact me, and I will be able to cast some of the more recent Gcup games. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down here. Check has spawned as the red night elf over here on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Happy has spawned as the blue undead here at the 5 o'clock position. This is going to be a Night Elf versus Undead matchup, as we are going to be opening up with ghouls, it appears, and an early Tomb of Relics. We'll keep track of whether or not that Death Knight is going to be going for perhaps Unholy Aura or Death Coil first. Check deciding to counter or open up with, since he's not really knowing what his opponent is doing, with a Warden. Warden, very, very strong hero in this matchup, able to shut down with early shadow strikes, transitioning into Fan of Knives and Breath of Fire if there is a large focus on, say, ghouls or gargoyles. I do not expect that to be the case, as we now see the Ancient of War off to the north, going to be clearing out this 5-4-3-1-1 creep camp. Triple Wisp being brought over. This is a lot of damage to try and mitigate, as you see that Ancient of War right there, just attempting to take down that spider crab behemoth. Now, taking a look back down to the south, Death Knight has picked up a Rod of Necromancy, did not train Unholy Aura as of yet, so I am expecting a Death Coil, rather than trying to make his way off to the north and perhaps do a little bit of harassment. It looks like he is going to be coming across and trying to clear out some creep camps. Going first after this orange creep camp here, skeletal minions are back to the side. Let's see where things are going to be going, as these units are all flanking all together. Going after some sea turtle hatchlings and that spider crab behemoth first. That Death Knight has taken a fair bit of damage and now has to be relatively careful. You can see that one giant turtle, level 4 turtle, was taken down relatively quickly because it does have that medium armor. The medium armor detonation. There only one skeletal minion taken down. The medium armor means that the ghouls and the skeletal minions are able to take it out faster because of that slight damage bonus. Death Knight now doubling up his armor, already up to +3, as he is now sitting at level 2. Warden now has to be very, very careful. Does have Claws of Attack +9, as a Shadow Strike does go down. Alright, Warden, as slippery as always, able to slip away and now head back to the north. Alright, for those of you guys who just always watch it in the window view, this actually looks larger to me. And wow, it does look much, much more clear. I think I am running, my computer is a little bit too powerful to run this. I'm running this all on a GTX 1070, and well, the frames per second I'm sure is rather high. Anyways, Warden now making its way back off to the north, looking for where that undead player is. That undead player difficult to spot right now, but she is instead going to be clearing out this 5-3-1 creep camp. Back off to the north, you see the Death Knight now going after the rogue wizard here. The giant wolf is a problem, so is the renegade wizard, but you really want to try and finish off that rogue wizard before the second frost armor goes down. That additional frost armor makes it so much more difficult to take down the renegade wizard, as not only does it provide extra essential effective hit points, but slows down the attack of all of those melee units. Giant Wolf going to continue to attack and clear out this, get cleared out here in just a moment. Death Knight has picked up Claws of Attack +6 and is now making his rounds to see what else he can clear. Warden now sitting at +15 attack, very, very high damage, as we now see that the Ancient of War has moved off to the north and is looking to clear out another creep camp as well. Warden will get to level 3 momentarily. Meanwhile, the Death Knight doing a good job attempting to clear out as many creep camps as he can. It looks like the Death Knight is going to be, just hit level 3 now. And now with a 400 hit point Death Coil heal, the Vile Temptress will end up getting taken down. The ghouls will really be overhealed at this stage in the game, but a Wand of Illusion is dropped. Alright, Wand of Illusion seems to be a rather weak item to have from a level, from a level 6 creep drop, so perhaps the majority of the items there are more for experience and gold. Anyways, let's take a look back around. Warden is sitting at level 3, has Ring of Protection +2 and +15 attack. Death Knight now heading off to the north here, gonna look for some Wisp and really find them down over here. There's one detonation, and beautifully done by Check. Check notices how much mana that the Warden or the Death Knight has and knows that it cannot land a Death Coil after one simple detonation. Alright, we do see a bit of dodging action there. The Death Knight now back on Blight, gonna regenerate those hit points with that Unholy Aura as well, and you can see that climbing back up to full. Or halfway up to full. Alright, Death Knight now still wandering around across over here. Warden looking to, just completely ignore this illusion, knowing that it is in fact an illusion, as the Warden now has 2 claws and 2 rings. Those rings of protection going to make that Warden at level 9 armor effectively 54% more effective hit points. If you guys are unsure of what I mean by effective hit points, definitely check out my video explaining armor in WarCraft 3 math. I often get questioned about it, and I definitely know what I'm talking about. Alright, Giant Sea Turtle now trying to do a little bit of a dance back and forth. Gargantuan Sea Turtle taking damage over time as well. And you can see that Shadow Strike was rather effective. And that unit just kept on walking back and forth as we now see a Potion of Invulnerability being placed down. Alright, Goblin Shredder now picked up as the Warden going to finish off that Giant Sea Turtle there. We should be looking at the Ancients of Lore now being completed, as we also see a single Ancient of Protector for a little bit of defense. Death Knight clearing out a Gargantuan Sea Turtle off here at the 5 o'clock location. We'll see what's going to be happening next, as the Gargantuan Sea Turtle will get taken out and cleared out. Alright, gonna be happy hopefully with this item drop here. It should be one of the powerful consumables that we are looking for. Potion of Greater Healing, Potion of Mana, maybe not together that useful, but it is going to be a Wand of Mana Stealing instead. Perhaps one of the weakest items for the Death Knight, unless he can perhaps steal a bit of mana, but I do think that is going to be quickly sold. Oh, nope, not sold. Holding on to that Wand of Mana Stealing, picking up an Orb of Corruption, and now making his way back off to the north. Now, the Lich is currently fighting away from that Death Knight. Death Knight now going to show up to the party, hand over that Orb of Corruption. Very, very useful, as it does have, plus 11 attack now, but more importantly, that negative armor debuff. That negative armor debuff, you can see, adds 5 bonus damage and also becomes ranged. The attacks, it doesn't actually say the negative amount. Is it -3 or -5? I thought it was 5 for a second, but I'll have to go ahead and double check on that. There may have been frost armor, so thereby making all of the calculations a little bit more difficult, as we now see the Goblin Zeppelin dropping straight up inside here. Alright, beautiful Fan of Knives by Check. The Dryads unable to get within combat range here, as we now see the Goblin Zeppelin still flying overhead. Alright, Orb of Corruption damage. Negative armor is definitely there, as the units are attempting to fly away. No easy way to see up onto the high side, as the Warden just comes in, gets a Fan of Knives, and is now trying to finish things off a bit more. Alright, that Warden is still in position, needs to be backed away once again, as the Obsidian statues, if it could have turned into an Obsidian or into a Destroyer, probably would have. And we are now perhaps looking at Ghoul Frenzy coming in from that crypt. Dark Ranger has been picked up. We can see the units are now making their way off to the north, and this is always a very scary proposition, as we now see more units being dropped inside this base once more. Check going to be clearing out or stopping this haunted gold mine for at least a little while. Death Knight looking to come inside here and cause problems. You can see that this haunted gold mine is taking a fair bit of damage, as now the ghoul does need to back off. Alright, Acolyte's going to go ahead and go back to mining here, as the Death Knight going after these units. Potion of Invulnerability, Forest Troll, Shadow Priest, a lot of damage. There you go. There's a Squirrel Town portal. There goes down one unit. as the Scroll Town portal should teleport all of those units back off to the north. As they are back to the north, the Lich and the Dark Ranger now heading back home. Does not want to stay in this particular fight. This would be a very, very bad thing indeed, as we're now looking at the Lich still trying to make its rounds back across over here. All right, are we going to perhaps see the Green Drake get cleared out? Death Knight now making its way over, almost sitting at level 4, as we're looking at the Lich coming across here now. All right, Giant Wolf going to get taken out. You can see a Green Drake is right there. It is now, yep, down to -2 armor, so it is in fact -5, as we now see some Skeletal Warriors quickly summoned and then devoured by that Destroyer. All right, Tome of Intelligence. Lich should be a primary target, but no, it looks like Happy does not like to read his books, as the Tome of Intelligence +2 is left behind once more. Destroyer now heading off to the north here. You can see we're sitting at 50 over 50 supply on both sides pretty much, 49 over 50 for the Undead, as Happy now pushing inside here. Ultra Vision, or excuse me, Wellspring now gonna get destroyed, so you are not going to see the increased Moonwell capacity, nor will they be able to fill up nearly as fast. Death Knight now shows up on the party, and this is a big deal. The fact that, the Demon Hunter shows up into the party, and this is a big deal because it's no longer going to be a solo Warden. Now, are we going to see a mana burn? Yes, we are. Death Coil, and you can see how quickly that Demon Hunter loses its health so fast this early in the game. Now, the Warden is sitting at level 4, trying to engage here, going back and forth. A Forest Troll Berserker will get taken down. Dark Ranger now sitting at level 2. As the units are still trying to fight. All right, there is a mana burn once more. It looks like it was from the summoned unit, the Fell Stalker. As now, Bears may get taken down. There goes, nope, the Bear does not get taken down. One very low hit point Bear trying to hide in the back here, as the units are still continuing that attack. One Ancient Protector doing a good job clearing things up. This Bear should be going back into Druid form and rejuvenating itself, as the Warden gets to level 5, not quite sure on what. Alright, so Warden now sitting at level 5. Level 3, Blink or Shadow Strike, both are incredibly strong, or a Fan of Knives. Shadow Strike there, wow. It could be Shadow Strike, Fan of Knives going back and forth, as the Demon Hunter does have that Orb of Venom. Warden continuing to fight back here. Potion of Invulnerability on the Lich. Still a long fight coming across, as the Demon Hunter trying to clear things up. Death Coil saves the Dark Ranger, as a Crypt Fiend is now trying to hide off to the north. Is it going to survive? No, it is not. A half a second too late on that Scroll of Town portal, as that Crypt Fiend dissolves into a pile of bones. Death Knight sitting at level 4, Lich sitting at 2, Dark Ranger sitting at 2 as well. Interesting call for the Warden to actually have a co-hero come into play. The Demon Hunter adding that mana burn really changes things up, as we do see some Dryads being added to the mix. 49 over 60 supply compared to 47 over 60. Abomination being added in as well, as we are clearing up a Dark Wizard creep camp. Black Drake easily taken out. Lich picking up the Tome of Strength +2. I believe the Tome of Intelligence is still sitting off over there, as we now see the Death Knight picking up a Potion of Restoration, 500 hit points and 200 mana on a single use. So that is extremely effective, as you can imagine, as it not only gives the Death Knight the effectiveness of a Potion of Healing, but at least a little portion of a Potion of Mana. That Potion of Mana obviously will allow Death Coils to be coming freely from that Death Knight. 600 hit point heals once that Death Knight gets to level 5. Back off to the north, Demon Hunter with a Potion of Divinity. 25 seconds of Superman mode for a Demon Hunter. That may even be given to the Warden, as the Warden has been diving very, very deep throughout this matchup. Now the Death Knight does also have a Talisman of Evasion. Lich now sitting at 3, Dark Ranger at 3, Death Knight at 4, as we may see these armies. No, they are not going to be spotting each other over here at this Overlord creep camp. All right, it looks as though we could see a Devour Magic there. There we have it, the Devour Magic. There's the silence, as the Destroyer able to really start focusing down some of these units. Maiden of Pain is all that is left, but meanwhile back down over here, a single solo Warden is coming across inside here, trying to finish off a couple of these Acolytes. Staff of Teleportation, no easy way to silence it, as the Warden will be backing off here in just a moment. All right, Death Knight trying to lead the chase. There's only a level 2 Demon Hunter to help, as the Death Knight unable to really follow up there. Death Knight, Lich. We should see a level 5 Death Knight after this creep camp. Demon Hunter is in position. This could all be very, very bad. Where are the Crypt Fiends going? Where are the units? And there is a bunch of just major damage already being sent across. There is a Potion of Divinity being forced to use on a level 2 Demon Hunter. And now that is 25 seconds of invulnerability. All right, the chase is underway. Are the units going to be firing back here? There's a silence. Demon Hunter picks up the Potion of Greater Mana, a useful item, but that will most likely be given to the Warden a little bit later. Meanwhile, Fan of Knives goes across, hitting multiple units. Death Knight in trouble, being forced to use the Potion of, or the Health Stone, as well as the Talisman of Evasion, not dodging enough attacks. All right, Destroyers still continuing this fight. Warden having high damage. Mana Burn once more, trying to focus down the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter now down to 102, or 91, as both sides being forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal, and it does not look like... Oh, wait. Okay, wow. There was a late incoming missile attack from the Dark Ranger that finished off that turtle there after the Scroll of Town Portal teleported the units away. All right, so that's not something you see every day. That Dark Minion now on the opposite end of the map will be able to keep track of things. You can see also this Tree of Life is on the move, as the Check's Entangled Goldmine has about 5 minutes left. Skeletal Minion does spot this Tree of Life, so that is going to be important. Is it going to really be able to root it or position itself in a position that is going to prevent this Tree of Life from rooting? I'm not quite sure. It can just get attacked very easily. There is an Abolish Magic right there. Waste of mana, if you ask me. As we now see, oh, the Granite Rock Golems attempting to be cleared out. All right, this is going to be a very bad day for those Destroyers. As you can see, they are going to be absolutely useless. They are trying to do damage, and all they can really do is stand around and go, you know what, I can at least try to devour magic if necessary. All right, there's the Abomination. This is one of the reasons why this is so difficult of a creep camp to clear out. 2 level 9 magic immune granite golems with heavy armor. So you just really need to focus fire down 1 unit at a time. The Obsidian Statue should really be in the backfield there. It should not be getting hit by those, what I can call thunderclaps. I don't know the exact name for the spell from the Granite Golems, but that is effectively very, very high. All right, let's take a look back across over here. This is going to be Goblin Sappers from Czech. Czech is going to be running in with Goblin Sappers. Is it going to be in time? There goes one Acolyte. We are going to try to sacrifice another. There goes another Fan of Knives, finishing off more units, as Czech is absolutely destroying everything you see here. Shadow Strike now onto an Acolyte. Acolyte trying to run away. Fan of Knives clears up even more, as the Goblin Sappers has pretty much destroyed everything. Czech sitting at level 5, enjoying this solo massacre here, as a Staff of Teleportation gets her away. All right. Was it worth it? Claws of Attack +6. Claws of Attack +6. The item is not on the Lich, the Death Knight. It is going to be a demonic figure. Summons a Doom Guard, as the Tree of Life is now entangling off to the north. That seems a little bit later than normal. That Tree of Life has been there for quite some time. Meanwhile, we are getting more Acolytes to haunt, or, well, haunt this particular gold mine and extract the gold out. So far, we've seen some very, very strong play from Czech. Happy is having a very bad day, as we're looking at Czech sitting at 58 over 70 supply. Happy now making its or his way off to the north here, seeing at level 4 on the Lich. Dark Ranger not too far behind, sitting at level 3, as the Death Knight now brings up the rear. Potion of Invulnerability. There is a demonic figure, so a Doom Guard will be able to cast some very, very effective spells. However, the Dryads should be able to abolish magic it very, very quickly. All right, there's a Mana Burn, there's some damage, and there's a Potion of Invulnerability. Very, very fast. There is a Doom Guard. There is a big stomp right there, slowing things down. All right, the Doom Guard could rain down some fire here in just a moment, as we see the Doom Guard is getting abolished. You can see a lot of damage being absorbed there. Dark Ranger gets taken out, but we are going to see the death of a Tree of Life. All right, the Doom Guard is currently absorbing a good bit of damage, sitting at level 3 armor. Death Knight about to fall here. Doomguard, 1600 hit points. Very, very difficult. It does deal chaos damage as there was no wisp inside there. All right. Dryads ready to come back over. Is there enough Crypt Fiends? No, there is not. Doomguard. Oh, slow poison. Now on those Dryads. Going to be causing some problems as the Abomination does not know how to step over a sheep. Dryads now making their way back down across. Are we going to see? Yes, the Abomination is going to get picked right here. Come on, where's the Dryad slow? There it is. A little bit of slow poison once more, and that Abomination is going to get healed back up to full. All right, Death Knight now ready to go. There is a Shadow Strike onto the Abomination. Dark Warden is sitting at level 5. There's a Mana Burn. There is a Stomp there as the units are all still trying to get away. Death Knight still does not have the ability to get a Death Coil off as there was a Mana Burn, I believe. And was that a Dark Ritual? Yes, that was a Dark Ritual as the Lich put the Abomination out of its misery. Doomguard still has about 90 seconds left of its 180 seconds timed life. Still should be able to get a very, very good breath of rain of fire down as the Demon Hunter and the Warden finishing off this here. All right, Avatar of Vengeance in position using the Graveyard against them as the Avatar of Vengeance may end up getting devoured magic here. We're not quite sure what's happening. There's -5 armor overall, so taking 17% additional damage. Meanwhile, back over here, these Spirit of Vengeances just causing so many problems as the... can they devour them? I guess they can't really attack anything or do anything to them at all since they are completely invulnerable. Dark Ranger now back out on the field. As you can see, the more and more of these Spirit of Vengeances causing problems, trying to pick off some of these lower hit point units out on the field, as we now have the Dryads and the Bears who still do not have any weapons upgrades. Tree of Life by Czech all across over here, and this is a strange situation for Czech. Czech is actually in the driver's seat, but Happy has more gold, but Happy's going to lose an Obsidian statue to Spirit of Vengeances again. Very difficult to stop as we now see the Avatar of Vengeance trying to run away. All right, are we going to perhaps see some damage right there? Are we going to see some anti-magic damage? We could perhaps see a Stomp here in just a moment. And it looks like it could get taken down. There it goes. It does get taken down. The Doomguard will finally be destroyed. There's a Hawk as it does go down, giving a little bit of gold as well. Tree of Eternity making the slow trek over. Meanwhile, Wisp about to join this entangled gold mine here in just a second as the Undead army trying to get into position. All right, let's see what's going to be happening next. Death Knight still sitting at 5. Lich sitting at 4. Dark Ranger on the cusp of 4 as well, as we are looking at a Goblin Shredder and a Tree of Eternity making its way to this 12 o'clock location. Tree of Life for Czech over here on the top left has not started mining yet, so that is an extremely big deal as the Tree of Eternity now going to be taking a lot of damage. All right, Tree of Eternity taking damage from these Destroyers. Destroyers dealing high damage to the heavy armor here as we are now looking at a fight getting underway. All right, are we going to see focusing of those units? Abominations need to get away. There's a Death Coil. Goblin Shredder now joining in the fight as we now have another Fan of Knives hitting the outside units. Druids of the Claw trying to get in there to engage. Dryad's going to be more than enough to push back this army as there is just simply not enough. What's going on here? Warden being forced to use a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, now coming back around the other way. Death Knight now trying to escape. It looks like it will be able to Death Coil. Potion of Invulnerability used as well, as we're going to see the Destroyers now engage from the tree line up top. All right, this is a very big deal. There goes one Goblin Shredder as the Death Knight still sitting at level 5. This gold mine still has not been spotted out as it just now gets Wisp mining. A little bit of a distraction there. Lich needs to check this expansion, make sure it is not getting mined, and it is in fact getting mined, so it is going to get pressured here in just a moment. Bears, Dryads, Warden, Demon Hunter want to make their way over there and in a hurry to try and protect this economic advantage. If this economic advantage goes, then we are pretty much even, as there's only 10 seconds left of mining at that other base. All right, let's take a look at this check. About to lose this Tree of Life. Squirrel of Town Portal quickly being used as well. There it goes. It does go down. There was a Frost Nova almost finishing off some more Wisp as that Lich now still sitting at level 4. Level 5 may have actually finished off a lot of those Wisp there. All right, 55 over 60 gold. Acolytes need to figure out a way to get somewhere. Unsummoning the Altar of Darkness. May try to unsummon a crypt as well, perhaps. Not quite sure what you could really do at this stage in the game. As we now see Czech knows that, hey, you know what? I have an expansion. My opponent probably does not. I have about a 2-minute window, 90-second window where I do not need to engage. I can gather more gold, grab the necessary items for myself, as my opponent does not have a haunted gold mine as of yet. Once he does have a haunted gold mine, I will have about a 900 gold advantage or 600 gold advantage going into the fight. And with that 600 gold advantage, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, a Scroll of Healing, both very powerful items that should swing things in my favor. 50 over 60 supply compared to the Undead's 54 over 60. Black Citadel's 54. Yeah, we can see the Haunted Gold Mine. Are we going to be seeing some pressure? Yes. Happy, ready to bring forth the pressure. And here we go. There's the engagement. Abomination going to join in on the fight as well. Obsidian Statue is off to the side. The Abominations need to get into position. There is a lot of them. There's a Death Coil onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter takes a little bit of damage there, as we now see the Tree of Eternity once more getting pressured again. This Tree of Eternity has taken a lot of damage so far, down to about half life, as we now see the engagement coming back in from the other side. Another silence goes across. Warden gets off a Fan of Knives, but really, really superficial damage, as the Abominations have very, very high armor indeed. All right, continuing this fight here. There we go. One bear gonna get stabbed to preservation back. Two Abominations are in trouble. Are they gonna get healed? That is gonna be the big question there. One Abomination gets healed. This Abomination is still taking a lot of damage. This Abomination as well, as the units are just dancing all back and forth. All right, Demon Hunter, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, Death Knight now out of mana, has two very, very low hit point Abominations hiding in the backfield here. Are we going to see them engage? There's a Death Coil right there after a Potion of Mana, as the Death Knight now needs to back off. All right, this one low hit point Abomination trying to run away is going to get picked up by a Goblin Zeppelin again. And is it going to get dropped down in time? That is the big question. Another Abomination in the backfield. There goes the Abomination after it gets shot down. Death Knight could easily Death Coil. No, does not go after the Abomination. Instead, goes after the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter in a big, big trouble. Is he going to be able to get away? Potion of Lesser Invulnerability not able to be used. Must have been on cooldown, as Happy's still fighting Check here. All right, Demon Hunter falls at level 4. Dark Ritual, it looked like from that Lich, as Dryads are now falling, needs to focus down the Avatar of Vengeance, the only thing that really can be attacked, but the Dryads are now picking back apart. Death Knight sitting at level 5. Units need to back off here. Dryads looking to finish off this Obsidian Statue. Death Knight looking to finish off, get an easy kill there. Are we going to get a Death Coil here? It looks like we could get a Death Coil onto that one bear, or don't even need it. Just simply attack it and take it down. The Death Knight stopped chasing for a second. Just hit it. There it goes. Now, Death Knight, 11 experience away from level 6. All right. All right, Obsidian Statue has taken a lot of damage. Ancient Protector taking a lot of damage as well. That Spirit of Vengeance is just very, very problematic. Only moving away with the low hit point one. Are those Spirit of Vengeances going to disappear? One goes away, the other goes away as well, as the Ancient Protector is going to get taken out. All right, Destroyer form, Death Coil, back up into the air. It looks as though, yes, going to get to level 6 on that Death Knight. Are we going to see level 3 Unholy Aura? No, sitting at level 2. All right, we see a Goblin Zeppelin getting webbed down across over here. Abomination's trying to come in. Haunted Goldmine now getting pressured. The Avatar now being forced to retreat here. It is going to be 0 bases to 0 bases in just a moment. Death Knight looking to clear up the Tree of Eternity, and it looks like it is going to be successful. All right, all the Acolytes have been picked off as well. Tree of Eternity going to get picked off as well. Level 5 now on the Lich, and level 5 Lich means that a Frost Nova could finish off all of those Wisp in an instant. The Black Citadel taking a lot of damage here. You can see Tree of Life all across over here. Black Citadel, if this Black Citadel is gone, no more Acolytes can be trained, and that is going to be a big deal. No more gold. So what you see is what you get, 36 over 60 compared to 31 over 50. The big difference, though, is that there is still workers, I believe, for Check. All right, in comes the units. It looks as though, yes, Black Citadel is going to get taken down, as the Staff of Teleportation is going to allow the escape there. All right, Avatar of Vengeance trying to run away. Is it going to be able to get away? That is the big question going across the minds right now of Happy, as Happy is still looking to chase. It looks as though Happy does have level 3 Unholy Aura. Level 3 Unholy Aura, 30% movement speed bonus, as the units are now all racing back off to the north. Lich and Dark Ranger coming across as well. Plus 17 attack. That Lich has a base damage of 35. That is actually rather larger than what I would have expected at this point. It looks as though Czech is going to be able to start haunting a gold mine here. No, actually may end up losing that across to the north, as this Abomination going to get taken down. Happy is going to have to deal with a level 7 Warden if he is not careful. And that Warden, 5 experience away. All right, Blink. And I believe that was a Shadow Meld once more. There goes a Dryad. Crypt Fiend needs to get saved. It does get saved, but it is getting focused down absolutely tremendously. It will get taken down there. Level 7 Warden now fighting here. Level 4 Demon Hunter. Potion of Invulnerability again, as we see Dark Ranger with a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability being used as well. Lich trying to fight back here. Are we going to see no mana to be had? No Death Coil, and it looks like that is pretty much going to be it. There, well, nope. There goes the Lich. There goes the Dark Ranger, and there is the GG. Czech taking game number 1 in the series, as Happy lost both of his 2 out of his 3 heroes. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.